right, this is, stop talking.
Completely off the table right now, the plea.
Yeah.
They've been gaslighting me for 5 weeks straight.
Then listen to your attorney and do what he's telling you to do. Do not do that again.
I apologize.
Mr. Hill, you just don't know how to behave, do you?
I apologize.
Saying you're sorry doesn't matter.
Doctor, when I've been getting bullied over the microphone. I have inmates, they're encouraging the inmates to harass me, calling me punks.
This entitled brat strutted into court like it was a red carpet event, not a felony hearing. The smugness on his face said it all. He really thought he could charm his way out of this mess, but today, that confidence is about to evaporate faster than his plea deal. You can't walk into court acting like a wannabe influencer and expect the judge to play along. This isn't customer service, it's judgment day. He's facing some serious charges, and instead of showing remorse, he's treating the whole thing like an open mic night. The tension in that room is about to snap the second he opens his mouth again. So the question is, will the judge humble him, or will he dig himself even deeper? Let's go ahead and dive in.
It's mandatory, right? But not mandatory.
If you want to go to trial and not accept a plea agreement, then listen to your attorney and do what he's telling you to do.
Okay, so basically it's completely off the table right now, the plea?
Yeah.
Right there, and there.
What's all this?
Defamation, man. They've been gaslighting me for 5 weeks straight. Been doing my best to get to the population going on and try to stay out of trouble. They all look on the microphone.
All right, this is, stop talking. This is cause numbers 24 DCCR 1500, 24 DCCR 1614, 1615, 25 DCCR 0436, and you're Traylon Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Hill's charged, let me go through this, in cause number, the first one, 1500, with obstruction or retaliation. Do not do that again.
My apologies.
Who's in here for him?
My grandmother.
All right. Ma'am, can you move over to that back corner so that he cannot see you and be distracted? Thank you for being here. Mr. Hill, you just don't know how to behave, do you?
I apologize.
Saying you're sorry doesn't matter. This is nonsense. Since we were here last time, I don't even know how many more pages of the nonsense that you've been doing in our jail.
It's gaslighting. It's solicitation.
Okay.
And I've been trying my best to stay out the way. I've been getting bullied over the microphone. I have inmates, they're encouraging the inmates to harass me, calling me punks, alpha, profit, you know, plenty of things. Gangster player, mad,
Yeah.
mortar. Man, I'm just trying my best to stay out the way.
Okay.
I got a job, I got a home, an actual home. I don't stay in apartments or anything like that. My mama actually owns rent houses. And you know what I'm saying? I'm actually trying to take care of the family business. And my dad's 76 years old.
Yeah.
My business stay out the way.
Well, it doesn't look like you are.
Yeah, it's tough in that facility. It's a war zone.
So one of the time you're running back and forth, playing like a little kid in the day room.
I work out.
Who made you do that?
I'm a boxer. I work out.
Are you allowed to do that in the jail?
In the rec room? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so are you allowed to do it in the other room?
I have a one-man cell in the facility.
Are you allowed to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
You are?
I'm not running freely throughout the facility or anything like that, but I do work out a lot every day.
So who made you dash the floor with water?
Everyone in that facility has a water
Who
bottle.
made you dash the floor with water?
I'm not the only one. No, that was
Listen
me.
to my question.
No one did.
No, but you did it on your own,
Yeah,
right?
but it
Nobody's
wasn't-
stop talking when I'm talking. I'm going to ask you some yes or no questions.
Okay.
So nobody's making you do those things, right? Nobody bullied you into dashing water, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hold on a second. What about why do you continue to make comments to the female officers out there? Why do you think that's okay after you've been told not to do that?
Sitting in the cell all day long, man. When I see them women, I get concerned. I'm a lover boy. I admit that.
Because you're a lover boy?
Yes, ma'am.
This has to be one of the most disrespectful defendants I've seen in a while. He's interrupting the judge mid-sentence, throwing shade at his own lawyer, and making slick remarks like he's hosting the trial. You can tell he's not here to listen, he's here to perform. And that's the worst move you can make when the person deciding your fate wears a robe and holds your future in her hands. He's whispering with his grandma mid-hearing like it's family therapy hour and instead of a court proceeding. The judge's patience is already hanging by a thread, and every sarcastic grin just tightens the knot. She's trying to keep it professional, but the defendant's evasive answers are pure gasoline on the fire. You can see him trying to play word games, dodging accountability like it's a sport, and when he tries to justify flirting with the female officers by calling himself a lover boy, yeah, that's not an argument, it's a confession to stupidity. In court, credibility is currency, and this guy just declared bankruptcy.
So you understand that part of all of this trouble and you not being able to get your cases worked out is because you can't follow that rule.
Yeah, I hate
Did somebody bully you into being that way to those officers?
In a manner, you know what I'm saying? When
yeah?
I'm dealing with these stressful inmates, you know what I'm saying? I love to be around mama.
Okay.
Mama boy.
Judge, based on his Sunday night activity, I'm pretty sure there'll be a new case coming.
Yeah.
I've got to call into the investigator for the sheriff's department to find out when they'll bring that over. But I would ask that we go ahead and set these in for trial.
And we've already talked before about the fact that everything that's happening, a jury is going to know about all that. You understand that? Okay. And do you think that's going to help you or hurt you when a jury hears how you're behaving in the jail?
When it comes down to video footage and how I explain it, I think my efforts will be pretty good.
You think so?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go through real quick before we do this rejection. And cause number 241500, you're charged with obstruction or retaliation. Is that a third?
That is a third, Your Honor.
Third-degree felony, which means if you're found guilty, the range of punishment is between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And cause number 24 DCCR 1614, you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And second-degree felony offense, which means the punishment range is between 2 years and up to 20 years in prison if you're found guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And cause number 24, DCCR 1615, you're charged with aggravated robbery, which is a first-degree felony, which means if you're found guilty, the range of punishment is a minimum 5 years up to life in prison. Do you understand?
Okay.
And then in 250436, you're charged with burglary of a habitation, which is a second-degree felony. The punishment range in that is between 2 years and up to 20 years if you're found guilty. Do you understand?
Correct.
I have here on the computer a plea bargain rejection that shows that the district attorney's office has made an offer if you wanted to enter a plea of guilty for a 10-year term in prison on a lesser offense of robbery.
Of robbery and dismissal of the other charges.
You have every right to reject that.
It was an excellent deal, but
That's fine. I just want you to know that after today, I will accept no plea agreements. A jury is going to decide because I don't know that I even agree with this. So today's the day. If you want to take it, fine. If not, you're going to trial. A jury will decide if you're guilty or not. And then if you are found guilty, that jury will determine what your punishment is. And is that what you want to do?
are all these charges going to be on one trial?
They don't necessarily have to be because you've got three different dates.
Your Honor, the robbery and aggravated assault are the same offense day. I'd expect to try them together.
Okay, so what can happen is you will, it sounds like the aggravated assault and the aggravated robbery will be tried together.
Yes, ma'am.
It's important that you understand also if you're found guilty on those, then the state can also try you later on one or both of the other cases. If you're found guilty on those, because the offense dates are different dates, there is the possibility that any sentence that a jury gives you could be stacked or run consecutively. Do you understand?
Right.
Okay. All right, we'll get it set for trial. Go back with the bailiff.
You'd think facing life in prison would make someone act a little humble, but apparently not. This guy's moving through the courtroom like it's his victory tour. He's saying and doing all the wrong things. Every smirk, every excuse, every I didn't mean it digs his hole deeper. Requesting a jury trial when you've already alienated half the room. Bold, but not in the way he thinks. Judges can read the room, and she knows exactly what a jury would see: a cocky defendant who refuses to take anything seriously. When the stakes are this high, confidence isn't courage, it's delusion. His body language screams denial, like he's living in a different reality where charm beats evidence, and you can almost see the judge's face say it. If this goes to a jury, it's game over. No one in that box is voting not guilty for this performance. He's acting confident, but every move he makes just proves he's not ready for what's coming next.
Good morning. Are you Derek Ardwan? And Mr. Ardwan was previously in court in cause number 25, DCCR 0350, entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of sexual assault. The agreement was for a cap of 6 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. I have received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that?
We have, Judge.
Any additions or corrections?
None from defense, other than something I'll clear up on argument.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, Judge, when you review the PSI, it's several times Mr. Ardwan does take responsibility for what happened, for his actions. I know there was some talk from the PSI writer that it seems like he was minimizing or still deflecting some of his responsibility in what happened. I did speak to Mr. Ardwan about that. He said that toward the end of their interview, he understood more what the PSI was saying because there was 2 people from probation there at the time.
Yes, sir.
And so as the second person started to intervene, he understood. And so he totally takes responsibility for what happens. He understands the situation. He shouldn't have been in, him or the complainant, during that situation. He was going through a situation with his girlfriend. It wasn't his wife. It's not his actual stepdaughter. His girlfriend, and started getting more attention from the stepdaughter than he should have, and he went along with it. Shouldn't have, but he did. It wasn't a situation where someone was underage or anything like that. She was definitely of the same age. Being in a relationship with him, they started hanging out a lot more. Almost in a dating scenario, if you will. And then it escalated to the point where they were together that evening. Nothing of force, anything was happening. To my client understanding at the time, he thought everything was consensual that was going on. It wasn't until later, until this investigation, that he realized her stance or argument of her being intoxicated to the point where she couldn't give consent, legal consent or anything during the activity. I would like to point out with him, when you look at his criminal history, he has not had any type of criminal history since 2001. So since he was in trouble that one time, or that last time there, he has done everything he can to try to keep his life on track and not revert back to any of the old activities he had when he was younger. My understanding is, he does have a lot of family support. I've been in touch with several members of his family that have reached out to me. My understanding is that the mother of the complainant is still very supportive of him. And to the point where, even though he moved out and was away from her and everything like that, she still wanted to pursue their relationship and work on their issues. He is asking that the court consider community supervision in this situation. I think it definitely could be appropriate here in a situation where he's a registered sex offender at this point, so he will be able to get any of the attention or that he needs through any sex offender classes or through their registration, as well as I think that there's several vehicles available through probation that could help with any other additional issues that he does have. So at this point, Judge, we are asking the court to consider deferred adjudication in the situation with Mr. Ardwan.
Thank you. Ms. Malvino?
Judge, although the PSI reflects that they were unable to contact the complainant, the notes in the case reflect that our office has, and she seemed cooperative and wanting to go forward with the prosecution based upon that, based upon the nature of the offense, the circumstances that even Mr. Lewis himself has described with respect to, she may be considered a legal adult, that the difference in their age is quite substantial. Obviously, he took advantage of the fact that she was making bad choices with respect to drug and alcohol use and got herself in this position. So on her behalf, Judge, the state would argue for the 6 years under the cap, but defer to the court's discretion, of course.
Thank you.
No, what this guy did is absolutely wild. How do you pull something like that while you already have a girlfriend, and then the victim turns out to be related to her? That's not just wrong, it's creepy on a cinematic level. It's like he's actively trying to write his own downfall, and the details just keep getting worse, especially knowing the victim might have been more intoxicated. This could have gone in a much darker direction. I genuinely think we're only seeing part of this story because some of the pieces aren't adding up. There's something the court isn't fully revealing yet, and that makes this case even harder to stomach. It's not just about what he did, it's about how carelessly he did it. You almost wonder if he's incapable of understanding the damage he caused. I'll be honest, I don't have every detail, but based on what we've seen, this case is layered. You guys let me know in the comments below what you think about all this so far.
And if I just may confirm, in case the question arises, he has already completed the sex offender registration paperwork.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think we
that
did that at the plea.
Okay,
Mhm.
just check.
Thank you. So I guess my thought is on this, I don't disagree with Ms. Malfino that prison time isn't necessarily warranted. It sounds like you got yourself in a predicament that you're way old enough and grown up to know better. She wasn't a minor. There was a lot of things that looked like they were consensual up until a certain point where y'all probably, it sounds like we're both so intoxicated, you clearly didn't know what was going on. 6 years, you're out in a few years. There's no treatment. There's none of that I think would be helpful. And so I think to me, the better and maybe even more difficult thing for you is a probation, because this type of probation is not going to be easy. So what I'm going to do is find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 10 years. There's two things that are, well, let me finish and then I'll go through some other stuff. I'm going to order a $1,000 fine. I'm going to order that you follow all of the rules and conditions of probation, and that includes entering and successfully completing a licensed sex offender program. To successfully complete the program, you also have to admit what you did. So it's very important that you get in that program, you take responsibility for your part in what happened and how you got to this position so that you're never in this position again. You're obviously already signed the paperwork and understand that you will be required to register as a sex offender. If you don't register timely, then that's a violation of your probation plus another felony offense. And so you've got to take care of everything you're supposed to while you're on this probation. So the good thing about that is it's a deferred probation and there's not a conviction. The good thing for me and potentially Ms. Malfino later is that by doing this deferred probation, that cap of 6 years is off the table. Okay, that's over today. I didn't give you prison time, so that's gone. If you violate this probation, I then have the entire punishment range, which is 2 to 20 years in prison if you violate. So there's no coming back and saying, I want the 6 years or I violated and I've got the whole range. I'll look back at this and I'm sure I'll be reminded at what their argument was, and it's not likely to be 6 or less. You understand? So I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. Now, obviously, a part of this probation is that you have absolutely no contact and no communication with the victim. And so if there's some relationship that you're still having with her mother, it cannot be at a place where she is. You cannot go to wherever she's working. If you go into a restaurant and then she comes in after you, you're the one who has to leave. It's up to you to remain away and not have any contact or communication. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Yeah, this guy's not new to life. He's old enough to know better. By this point, you should be able to spot trouble before it walks up and shakes your hand, but instead, he dove right in like consequences were optional. This whole situation was avoidable, and now he's lucky to even be walking out with probation instead of a jumpsuit. 10 years might sound light, but that's 10 years of being washed like a hawk. One wrong move and it's back to court, this time with no mercy. It's crazy how people gamble with their freedom like it's spare change. Do you think the judge went too easy on him, or was this fair considering the circumstances? Either way, cases like this show that attitude in court can be just as damaging as the evidence. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.